Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Hashtag me too. Hashtag not me. It is now 2018, and this is what it's come to. We got Donald Trump, the president of the United States, freely willing to say he grabs women by the pussy. And everyone's wondering why women are pissed off. I don't blame them. It got to a certain point where now women have to finally stand up and say, you know what? We're not taking this shit. I don't blame them. I really don't. This has been a long time coming. Very long time coming. People got to get out there and support women. But here's my beef. You know what really grinds my gears? Is basically not a lot of women know how much guys hurt. We hurt too. We've been harassed as well. But there's a double standard. When men get hurt, I always feel that we have to put on the face. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. We don't have to always show our feelings. We don't cry at the drop of a hat unless we lose a pro line against the Leafs, which I've cried more times this year than fucking who knows. But anyways, the point is, I'll be happy when they win the cup, which will be 2042. The point is, we hurt as well. But you gotta understand, guys, when you're talking to a woman, you have to respect them. You have to not be right in their face. And you can't intimidate them. I'm not saying that women aren't strong and can't take it, but you gotta know who you're talking to. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. One time I was arguing with my mom, and she's a very strong Italian Catholic woman. For those of you that are Italian, already know what I'm talking about. She was right in my face. Do this, do that. I was just sitting there eating my Taco Bell, enjoying my delicious supreme fries, and then I just got up and I went right in her face. And I said, stop talking to me like that. You don't get to talk to me like that. I had my finger right in her face, and she just walked away. And I'm not gonna lie, my dad gave me shit after that. He told me, look, that's your mother. I'm like, Dad, you saw what she's doing, right? I mean, she's right in my face, intimidating me. Again, I'm not condoning what I did. Women can push buttons. Guys can push buttons. But you have to know a woman's space. Look at everything that's going on in Hollywood right now. Women have been harassed since the beginning of time. And finally they came up with a movement. Hashtag me too. It stops. It's gotta stop. Look at this guy, Harvey Weinstein. Or as I like to call him, Shrek. Because there's no fucking way this guy looks in a mirror and it doesn't crack. This guy's gotten away with this shit for so many years. Casting couch. They have women audition. Oh, okay, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll meet you later on in my motel room, 12 o'clock at night for a meeting. To all the women out there is no meetings at midnight. Always meet guys between 9 to 5 business hours, Monday to Friday. Now again, I'm not blaming you guys, you know? At the same time, we all need work. It's very hard to get jobs in Hollywood. I completely understand that. But at the same time, you know, you have to know that these guys, they only care about one thing. And this guy was married too. And the main reason why this finally came to light is because I think it was an Italian model recorded this guy. And you should have heard this guy on the tape. Oh, don't leave. Oh, I'm just going to go take a shower. Oh, it'd be a bad idea if you leave, But, shut up, bad idea. It's a bad idea for you to harass women for no reason. Everybody should be merited on just how good they are as an actor. And they should be able to just go out there, audition. You don't get the part, fine. You go to the next one. If you do, great. But no sexual favor should be given here. I mean, come on. Who do you think you are? You go out there. You try your best. You don't get the job, fine. You just go to the next one. Do not listen to anybody out there and say, hey, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I meet him in this special area and, I'll get this job. Enough's enough. And ladies, if this ever happens to you, before even something ever happens, report it. I get it. It's tough. It's one of those situations where, if I had a daughter, I don't know, who knows, maybe I got one out there somewhere. But if I do have a daughter, I would hate for her to go through this. And it's come to a point where you have to say something. You can't hold it in for 10 years, 20 years, not even an hour. You have to let people know. And don't feel embarrassed, because these guys in the end are going to suffer for it. Guys like Harvey Weinstein, this fucker's never going to work again. Nobody wants to work with this guy again. Oh yeah, I help careers. I did this. Shut up. You didn't help anything. You always have to say something. My only problem with the hashtag #MeToo movement is I believe that a lot of women who aren't harassed will take advantage of this. And they will go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to accuse this guy of sexual harassment. I'm going to accuse this guy of inappropriate behavior. And they're not going to listen to the guy. They're just going to assume he's guilty. For example, what's going on right now with Aziz Ansari. The woman just had a bad date. That's basically what I've been hearing. She hasn't come forward to say her identity, but a lot of people are backing them up. Now, again, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but at the same time, it sucks, because as a comedian, I don't consider myself a real comedian, but, someone who is a comic, people that know me, I try to be funny, try to create something good in life, I guess, I mean, look at me. When it looks like this, I have to be. I look like a Vince Vaughn fuck Jack Black. But, I like comedy. And for a comic to start off in a club where there's only, 2-3 people there, you'll probably get booed, nobody knows who he is, to build his career up, let's say a good, 10, even 15 years, it takes time. It takes a long time to build up your rep. I mean, now in the social media age, it's really easy to do, or a lot easier to do, You still got to have talent. You still got to be funny, It's like Cat Williams said, anybody can go on stage and be a comedian, but can you get laughs? That's the key. And Aziz Ansari has been doing it for a long time. I remember that one funny scene he did in Observe and Report with Seth Rogen. It wasn't a big role for him, but he was really funny, And he's been doing a lot of roles ever since, stand-up. It takes a long time for a guy to, build up his rep. And then what happens? All of a sudden, he gets the award at the Golden Globes. Boom. Right there. It's over. Same thing with James Franco. Again, I don't know what happened with James Franco. I don't know what happened there. But right after he gets the award, boom, something happens. Is it just me? Or is it a coincidence that this is happening right after the person gets the award? This can't be a coincidence. It's not like you got the award and then harass 10 women, and then the next day, I got caught. This would have happened, obviously, like, in the past. Again, I'm not condoning. Again, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there in the hotel rooms. I wasn't there on set. I don't know what happened. But it's making the women look really bad. They just go out there right after the person gets the award. Then you decide to ruin his career. And a guy like Louis C.K. I love Louis C.K. I'm going to go out there and say, I don't care how much shit I get for this. I love Louis C.K. If you've ever seen the show Louis, excellent. That's a show that's going to be appreciated 20 years from now. It's appreciated now, don't get me wrong. But it's going to be one of those shows like Seinfeld where, like later on, it's just going to get better and better as time goes on. It's going to age like wine. It will, trust me. His stand-up's excellent. He's very honest when he goes on there. Very talented guy. What he did, again, I'm not condoning. I'm not going to lie to you. When I first heard it, I was like, fuck, really? Like, I mean, Jesus, like, it hurt. It really hurt. I mean, this is a guy I consider one of my top 10 comedians of all time. So when I heard that, I was like, fuck, not him, but it happened. And then a couple days later, he admitted what he did. He wrote a long letter. He admits what he did. Now, again, I'm not condoning what he did, but don't compare him to Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's been getting away with this shit for years. Me personally, I never understood the big deal with the Cosby Show. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really find it funny. I mean, some of his stand-up was funny. I never got the concept of the Bill Cosby Show. I mean, first of all, he's in a house. He's got all these kids, and his doctor's office is in the basement. Every time he'd peek out of there, there's no lights on. Nobody else finds this creepy? Is America's dad. I don't know. He ain't my dad. I don't know. My dad's retired. He's like Mr. Nice Guy. I don't know. That's nowhere close to my dad. I don't know. I don't think my dad would know where to get pills. The point is, don't compare certain people in certain groups. Louis C.K.'s got a problem, and he's got to deal with that shit. In the next couple years, I guarantee you he's going to make a comeback. Maybe a little bit more, but, don't compare him to Harvey Weinstein, guys like Bill Cosby. It's not good. Times like this, I'm going to be honest with you, I miss Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers passed away a couple years ago, because of her, God only knows how many surgeries she had. I'm pretty sure that woman would have lived to be 150, but, I gotta be careful what I say here. I'm just saying, I'm not saying women aren't tough, but women have to really lay down the law with guys and in general. Me personally, I'm gonna go on record and say that we are equal. Men, women, we're 100% equal. Let's be honest. One of us would have taken each other out by now. It's 2,000 years on planet Earth. Somebody would have dominated by now. We need each other. Plain and simple. But women have to step up more and say, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm not going to do this. I'm here to audition for a role, and that's it. Someone touches you, someone says anything to you inappropriately, you say it right away. Right away. And like I was saying before about the hashtag #MeToo movement, a lot of people will take advantage of this. For you women out there, think about what you're doing to the guy that you're harassing. Really think about the situation and how it went down. I'm not saying every woman's making this up. I'm not saying that. But a lot of women, I guarantee you, like everything else in life, like every opportunity that comes up in life, people will take advantage of. It's just a fact. And some women will take advantage of this. Like I heard with the whole James Franco thing, one of the women went on Twitter and she went on a rant saying, I'm just paraphrasing here. I'm just saying she said something like, I'm going to go out there and if I have to take money from people, I'm going to do it. Now, is that implying that she could have set this up? she's waiting for golden goose to lay the egg? I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But I'm telling women this. I don't know. It happens to guys too, but this is more like a woman thing, more of a, harassment. Just be aware of the situation. And if the guy did not harass you and did not do anything inappropriate, and if you just had a bad date, don't ruin the person's career for it. Think about what's going on in your life. Think about all the insecurities you have and the problems you might have had with your parents or friends. Don't take, or the past relationship. Don't take it out on the next person. The next person doesn't deserve that. It doesn't always favor women. It doesn't always favor guys. But you just have to think about this entirely. And how is it going to affect everybody? Because it's going to affect everything. I mean, your life is going to be affected too. If you didn't do something, you can't accuse the guy of anything. It's just not right. You had a bad date, fine. Let it go. Tell the guy to fuck off, ghost him. That's it. That's it. I'm going to tell you guys a situation I had to deal with in the summer. And I haven't shared this with anybody. Because for a while I was kind of embarrassed about it, but I thought this would be a good forum to bring it up. I was dating a woman for a little while, and things were great. We really connected. We had a lot in common. We had great conversations together. I mean, to me, that's huge. I don't know about you guys. I love connecting one-on-one with someone. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, one night I called her, or one afternoon I called her. I mean, the sun was still up, so it's still afternoon, I guess. And she was really tripping out. Now, I'm not sure. She told me about her past. I'm not gonna, get into what she told me. I mean, that's her business. But she told me a lot of personal things she had to deal with. And I assumed the way she was acting, a lot of it was because of that. I was really concerned. At the time I was out, so, I was freaking out a little bit. So I kept calling her because I was really concerned. And I couldn't reach her for a very long time. And then she freaked out at me. She swore at me, son of a this, you're nothing, you're a piece of shit. I don't know where this is coming from. I really don't. Because the last time I saw her, we had a great night. So then for a couple hours, I didn't hear anything. So I said, okay, you know what? Maybe she just needs time to cool off. I need time to cool off too. Just don't worry about it. I left her a message saying, if you need anything from me, just let me know. So then later on, I'm just out with some friends, and my friend says, oh, the cops are here. And I just start laughing. I'm like, what are you talking about? The cops are here. He goes, oh, seriously, the cops are here. I'm like, okay, let's check this out. So I check it out, and apparently the cops came all the way to where my friend was, and they said that, do you know this woman? I'm like, yes. Well, she said, you called her 43 times. I said, yes. I called her many times because I was really concerned. I've dealt with people like this in the past, and I just wanted to make sure she was okay. To be honest with you, I was really concerned if she was just alive. Because again, I don't want to get into her past, but, I just wanted to make sure she was okay. I was really concerned. And, the cop, it was a class. I mean, it was two cops. One of them was a guy. You could tell this guy, I don't know, he's definitely been through some divorces. Probably in his mid-50s. The other was a woman. She didn't say much. I could tell she was probably a rookie, or probably just like, maybe a year or two in it. He was training her. She didn't do any of the talking really. It was just more the guy, but he was just really pissed off. You could tell that something was bothering this guy before. And he's like, you can't do that. I'm going to, I should just arrest you right now. I'm like, arrest me for what? For calling someone, for caring? Like, I get how it looks. Like, it doesn't look good, me calling her that many times, but at the same time, I had to make sure she was okay, And I told him a little about her past, and, okay, you don't bother her, you don't bother me. I'm like, all right, that's fine. No problem. Thank you. I'm only telling this story because I've had complaints about women that I've dated in the past. They've never visited them at work or at their friend's house or anywhere. I feel sometimes men are at a disadvantage when it comes to a relationship. For the most part, statistically, most of the times it is the guy. It really is. I mean, that's just the world we live in, but it is the guy, But a lot of times, it's not the guy. I've had, like I said, I have complaints against women, and they did nothing. Some of the cops just laughed. They go, just block her. What are you going to do? This situation came right to my friend's house. She knew where my friend was. I'm just saying this because it doesn't seem fair. It really doesn't, Like I said, I haven't shared this with anyone, and it really doesn't seem fair. Now, did I say things to her that I regret during that argument? Of course. Like, we were both mad. But I feel that I don't deserve that kind of treatment, especially with the way the cop was treating me. I mean, he was really in my face. He was really angry. I mean, picture Bryan Adams on crack. Like he was just right in my face. I mean, it was just insane. Like, I really couldn't believe it, And I had to play it off with my friend. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I heard there was a break-in around my place, and I made a report. I didn't think the cops would come in. I had to make up a story. I was just so embarrassed. I mean, I just say that because it sucks when a guy is just trying to help and he has to still deal with this. And again, I've been guilty of things too, But nobody likes to be accused of something that they didn't do. It's horrible. It makes the person feel just like shit, Like I said before, women out there, if you get harassed, as soon as you hear something or see something, or even if you're a part of it, something happens to you, say it right away. But if something didn't happen to you, and if you're just angry at the guy because it didn't work out, and I don't know, he magically forgot his wallet and you had to pay for the shit, this is no way of getting back in him. Let's just assume that Aziz Ansari and James Franco didn't do anything. Again, I wasn't there. Let's just assume they didn't do anything. You think their careers are going to be the same right now? No. The Oscars nominations just came out. They listed the 5 people. He's not on there. He won Best Actor at the Golden Globes. Didn't even get a nomination. And that happened because he got accused. And it sucks. Instead, the one guy from Get Out got nominated. Now, I'm not saying, he wasn't a good actor. Well, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I know this is like a side note, but I'm just saying, I saw Get Out. I did not see the big deal in this movie. I understand it. I'm pretty sure that the guy from Key and Peele this is one of these skits that just basically went wrong, hit the cutting room floor, and he made a movie out of it. I don't know how this movie has become such a big deal. And the sad thing is, if I say I don't like the movie, then I look like a racist, because I don't like the movie. I'm just saying it wasn't a good movie, I didn't like that one. I didn't like Keanu. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, but it's going to affect his career now. And I remember I was so psyched to see that movie. I remember hearing about it in the summertime, and I was like, man, this movie looks hilarious, because I knew about The Room before and about Tommy Wiseau. I mean, the guy was a really interesting character. And, James Franco, again, he's built his career. Like, I remember he was on this stupid show that was on Fox, like, years ago. Something about, like, the whole concept of the show was cops on bicycles. I mean, who gives a shit about cops on bicycles? But he's done a lot of cool movies. He teamed up with Seth Rogen, which again was a really, really good move on his part. So he didn't have to do Flyboys 5, and it takes a long time to build up your career. And he's kind of a method actor. He played James Dean. I heard he didn't talk to his parents for like 3 months. I mean, me being Greek and Italian, I mean, that's never going to happen. Because of texting, of course. And he took up smoking 2 packs a day. I mean, this guy's serious about his craft, And then all of a sudden, now, okay, I'm going to harass. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Again, wasn't there. Not saying he's innocent, not saying he's guilty. I'm just saying I wasn't there. But if the guy is innocent, do not take it out on him. Now, I heard something that he promised these women a role. Yeah, because that's never happened in Hollywood. But, again, ladies, if someone offers you a role or promises you a role, well, if you do this for me, I'm gonna make you a star. Fuck off. I mean, sorry, I mean to laugh, but it's 2018. It doesn't happen anymore. They got a genre of porn, or so I've heard, of the casting couch, all right? They make jokes about it. And it's almost gotten to a point now where, it's just out there. But again, it's got to stop. But it's got to start with you guys. It has to start with women. And again, I'm absolutely for this hashtag Me Too. Absolutely. Totally for it. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Oh, if you do this for me, I'm gonna get you a job here, and then if you do this job for me, fuck, it's crazy. Howard Stern made a great point. He said that if you think about it, this whole thing started with Trump getting elected. You got a guy who's sexist, racist, grabbing girls by the pussy. Like, what the fuck, man? And you elected him as president. You got Hillary Clinton. Who comes with Hillary Clinton? Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a president. You got 2 presidents for the price of 1. Who do you pick? The host of The Apprentice. How the fuck does this happen? Oh, man. I mean, no wonder women are pissed off. I don't blame them. I mean, enough's enough. It's fucking crazy, man. Everybody should be treated with respect. You got talent out there, it's going to show. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to go out there and, date this guy and, build up your rep by doing this, You don't have to. I feel so bad for women in Hollywood. I really do. I'm going to give you another example. So, the one of the Law and Orders there. I forgot the guy's name. Vincent D'Onofrio. Okay, so he's in one of them with the other actress. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. So I always say this because he's been acting for a long time. He goes up and down with his weight. I mean, he basically I don't know. I think he could be my father. But anyways, he just goes up and down with his weight, he'd be really thin and really fat, and then, you see him as the Kingpin on Daredevil. He kicks ass in that, by the way. But, and no one's going up to him and saying, oh, if you gain weight, you're going to lose your job. Of course it's not going to happen. But then if she gained weight, The other actress, I guarantee you she'd be fired. If she gained like 20 pounds, oh, we're going to get someone else. You watch movies all the time. You see a beautiful woman that's like, I don't know, anywhere between, let's say, 20 to 30. Who's she married to? Some guy that's like 68. I mean, is that realistic? I mean, I don't know, maybe in Malibu, but I mean, not in real life. Come on. I always say that, like, when women hit Hollywood, they always have to lose the Hollywood 20. And what I mean by that is, like, a woman could be absolutely perfect just the way she looks. Absolutely perfect. Me personally, I love a curvy woman. Okay? Nothing against, sticks, but there's got to be some meat on those bones. There just has to be, But once they get to Hollywood, I mean, they could look fine, and then all of a sudden they could lose another 20 pounds on top of that. Like, you can see bones. I mean, it's, like, why? Why? They look fine. Perfect example, Rosario Dawson. Now, if you look at her, let's say, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, she looked great. She looked perfect. But I guarantee you, the agents get in their head and say, you got to lose an extra 10, 15, 20 pounds. It's going to make a difference. Shut up. It doesn't make any fucking difference. Look at Christina Hendricks on Mad Men. She's beautiful. She's very voluptuous. It's just a knockout. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's always that double standard with women. And now it's gotten to a point, they're fucking pissed off. It's like, on top of that, we gotta fucking die. We gotta look a certain way. We can't, like once we, get in our 30s, 40s, then, you go from the daughter to the mother. Like, enough's enough already. Like I lose my shit too. I don't blame you guys. I really don't. It sucks. It really, really sucks. The movement has to mean something. I want to see in 2018, I want to see a woman get the exact same thing, exact same pay as a guy. But it works both ways too. I got a couple friends who are male models, and I've heard stories where male models will get a third of what a woman will get. Now again, I'm not saying this to, start shit or anything, but I'm just saying everything has to be equal, 50-50. If a woman, like, another perfect example, in Shameless, the older guy, I forgot his name, he was great in Fargo there. Anyways, he for the first couple seasons, first 3, 4, 5 seasons, whatever, he was getting the most money. Now, obviously, out of the cast, we knew him the most. We saw him in a bunch of movies. The one woman, I forgot her name again, I'm sorry. She plays Fiona. She was getting less. And then it got to a point where she went up to the producers, or the directors, whatever, the writers, whatever, and said, look, I'm basically one of the main characters. She's probably in it more than anybody else in the show. I should be getting the same pay. She fought for it, and she got it. Good for her. That's awesome. That's the way it should be. We have to be treated as equals. I keep saying this, but it's true. We have to be treated like equals. We have to be paid the same way. It's going to cause tension. People say, oh, money's money, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're doing the same work as the next person, it doesn't matter if you got a dick or a vagina. What's the difference? You pay the same. You have to get out there and say something. You have to make your point. You have to tell them enough's enough. And this hashtag #MeToo movement, it's great. The reason why I said in the beginning, hashtag not me, is because I don't think like that. I've never harassed a woman. I've never put my hands on a woman. Don't think all guys are assholes, especially before you even meet them. Me personally, I like to honestly get to know someone. It doesn't matter, guy, girl. I like to get to know someone. Like, it doesn't matter what stories I've heard about this person. I need to get to know them. I want to have a good one-on-one conversation in person, not on the phone, not through texting, not through Snapchat. I don't have fucking Snapchat. What the fuck? Anyway, I want to meet the person, and I want to judge them on what I see. Did you hear this person used to do this, or this person did this for this job? Shut up. I don't want to fucking hear this shit. I want to judge someone by who they are. It's like the old saying goes, those who want respect, give respect. And for these people that are in power, engrossed in power, have never been called on their shit, people are coming after you. People are going to come after you. And they're going to expose you for who you really are. Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat them with the respect they deserve. Even if someone, male, female, it doesn't matter. They're going out there, they're trying out for a job. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to prove themselves. And don't offer them, if you do this to me, I'll guarantee you'll get this, First of all, there's not even no guarantees. That's what's causing a lot of this shit too, is that a lot of women are not even thinking this through. I'm not even saying, look, you know what? It's not written in stone. If I do this, it's going to happen. That's why everyone's blowing up now. But you shouldn't be doing it anyway. Don't do it. There's no meetings at the Hilton at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. He opens the door. He's wearing a robe. There's vodka on the counter. That's not powdered sugar on the mirror. Get the fuck out of there. Not even get the fuck out of there. Don't even go there. Don't even humor this guy. I can get you a job. I'm going to ruin your career. And that's another thing, too. That's what shows how small these guys are, like Harvey Weinstein. It's not a good idea if you leave. If you leave, it's a bad idea. I'll ruin you. Fuck you, ruin you. Who the fuck are you? Ruin him. For what? For being a good person? You're ruined. Don't ruin the next person. Don't take out your insecurities and your small little dick syndrome, Shrek-looking face out on the next person. You think that's right? Women, be smart about this. Never, ever let a guy mistreat you. Never let a man mistreat you. Once a man mistreats a woman, he's not a man. He's an asshole. I always looked at Hollywood as a way of getting your ideas and your imagination out there. I mean, it's a great thing to be an actor, like to go out there and, be on the big movie screen and, make people laugh or cry and, just entertain them. Like, it's a great feeling. Like, I've been on stage, I've done Second City. It's a great feeling. It really is. It's something satisfying about it. Now, again, it's not meant for everybody, but it's a great feeling to get out there and, just let yourself be you. And, you get people thinking and laughing and crying, and it's awesome. It really is. And for someone just to say, you know what, you can't do that unless you do this to me, or I'm going to threaten you with, it's just, It's despicable. It really is despicable. It really sucks for women in Hollywood. It really does. Men, women have always gotten the short end of the stick. All the time. All the time. They've always been treated like objects. A lot of women, just they just get treated just by the way they look. Oh, wear this dress. Oh, this'll. Oh, go out with this guy. Oh, he'll build up your rep. Oh, just fake a marriage for a couple months. It'll be fine. No, what the fuck is going on? What's going on here? We want to go out there and just entertain people. We don't want to worry about people harassing us and bringing us down and just treating us like shit and taking out their insecurities out on us. It sucks. It's a horrible feeling, Again, like I said before, women, be strong. Say something right away when something happens to you. Say it right away. Don't hold back. It's going to be tough. It sucks this happened to you. It really, really sucks. But say something. You have to say something. If not for you, for that next person that's going to be harassed. Because if you don't stop this person, he's going to keep doing it. And then he's going to go to the next city. He's going to do something there. And he's going to move. No one's going to say anything. He's just going to build up into this super disgusting monster. Shrek-looking motherfucker that's no one's going to want to fuck with. And then he'll get too powerful. And then it'll be like, oh, you can't touch me. Hey, fuck off. Yes, we can. But I do not want women out there to abuse the hashtag movement. I'm going to tell you guys another story. And I deal with this recently as well. So I went out with a woman. Again, very good. We hit it off. Everything was great. We go to one of my friend's parties. Again, everything was great. I was drinking. She's more of a smoker. Not talking cigarettes. But anyways, and she got a little more lit. She started drinking a Mickey with somebody there. I don't know. And got to a point where she was literally throwing up over the balcony for about, let's say, a good hour. I mean, we're talking, Niagara Falls here. So, it wasn't a pretty sight. So then I'm inside. Anybody that knows me, I'm a very neutral person, very sociable, especially in a party environment. Love having a good time. Love listening to music. I'll plugged in my phone. I'm playing, just awesome music. Everything from Migos to Rolling Stone. I didn't give a shit. I was taking requests. It was awesome. Talking to everybody, girls and guys. Doesn't matter. Talking to everybody. Socializing. My friend had a mannequin there. I think at one point I was talking to her. The point is, I was just being cool. So then, at the end of the night, take an Uber home. She was supposed to spend the night. She changed her mind. She's like, okay, I'm just going to drive home. I'm like, are you sure? Because you've had a lot to drink. I don't want you driving home. She's like, okay, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Like, you sure? Okay. Give me a text when you come home. Never heard anything. So the next day I text her. I go, hey, you okay? Everything good? She's like, yeah, everything's fine. It's a good half hour, between the next texts. And she goes, so, do you remember talking to that girl last night? I'm like, I remember talking to a lot of girls last night. I mean, can you be more specific? She goes, Yeah, the one that you grabbed her ass. I grabbed her ass? I grabbed nobody's ass. Yeah, you did. You grabbed her ass. I saw you. I was like, did you see me grab someone's ass like when you were puking up a storm off my friend's balcony? Thank you for that, by the way. So then I don't hear anything for hours. Then all of a sudden, I get a random text. A text that's not in my phone. And the text says, "Are you the one that delivered the pizza?" Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm half Italian. I'm a man that enjoys my pizza. So if someone texting me, "Did you enjoy the pizza?" I just assumed to text him yes, because I assumed it was probably at least 24 hours since I last had a pizza. So I go, "Yes. By the way, who is this?" "Oh, did you enjoy the Hawaiian on the pizza?" At this point, I'm just thinking I'm in the Twilight Zone. I'm like, seriously, who is this? And he goes, "No, seriously. Do you prefer pineapple or pepperoni on your pizza?" So I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with this shit. I'm just watching a movie. I call the person, and I'm like, "Who is this?" Of course, they didn't say anything. I text him back. I go, "Listen, you don't tell me who you are. I'm reporting you to the cops." As soon as I said that, he's like, whoa, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. "Oh, I just got your phone number off this woman's Facebook." So it turns out that she was so mad that she put my number on her Facebook. Only one person texted me, this guy. I thought it was funny because I think at one point he said he said pizza dough, but he spelled dough D-O-E. So I was like, okay, I'm in fast company here. So then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to report her and this number to the police. So, of course, the cops didn't go to her. They had to come to my place. They come here. And I tell them the situation. Of course, I don't know. Like, again, it didn't really, it didn't seem they cared that much. And I told them, "What are you guys going to do about this?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll give her a call, We'll see, we'll tell her don't bother you." I'm like, "That's it? So you're not going to go over there? You're not going to think?" He's like, "No, there's no point going there." I'm like, "Well, why not?" "Well, I had a situation, and then he goes, "Yeah, we know about your past situation. We know that you called the girl 43 times. So again, the guy's really, I go to the guy, I'm like, first of all, like, you don't know anything that happened in that situation. Second of all, what does this have to do with this? And he goes, "Well, it seems to be a repeated problem with you." I just go to both of them. I go, "Guys, just get out of here. This clearly is a double standard here. So I'm just, forget it." So again, guys, I'm only telling you this story because I feel a lot of times with guys, we don't get taken seriously in situations like this. And again, I'm not trying to belittle the whole hashtag Me Too movement, but women have to know that we hurt too. We really do. I always, and it's like I said before, I always feel that guys, when we're like sad or pissed off or ready to cry, like we got to put on both faces. Like we can't cry because then we'll look weak, but at the same time we have to look stronger. Like we have to act more tough. I'm not saying women don't act tough too, but it's just different with guys. Guys, we got more testosterone, and we gotta just we can't show it. And then if someone, if a guy does show it, then we look weak. No one takes it seriously. I saw a clip online one time where they showed a couple walking down the street, and the guy started harassing the girl, and of course, started like kind of pushing her, in her face, whatever. Everybody came up and like broke it up, wanted to fight the guy, of course, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" The woman, everything there. Then they had the same couple. Instead, the woman was harassing the guy in his face, started pushing him, hitting him. Nobody did anything. People were like laughing. Now again, you know, I'm not trying to say there's a double standard, you know, but sometimes there is. And it sucks. I just want women to know out there that guys hurt too. And the purpose of this whole hashtag movement shouldn't only be exposing guys that are treating women with disrespect, but it should be the other way as well. Like I heard, what was his name? I think his name's Terry Crews, the big guy that's in all those Old Spice commercials. He said he was in an audition one time and someone grabbed him. And, you know, and if you're a guy that size, I mean, you know, you just assume you can kick anybody's ass. But he said, if I kick the guy's ass, it's going to look like, you know, the black guy hitting on the executive, and then they're going to blame me and be, you know, racist, and all this stuff's going to happen. And, you know, I'm sure he's going to feel embarrassed by it. And I'm sure he feels embarrassed just bringing this up. But you have to. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. You have to bring this up. It sucks. I almost feel... I just feel saddened by this, that it's gotten to a point where it's come to this. Like, it's had to come to this. You know, where there has to be a movement saying hashtag me too. It sucks that it people don't know by now, yeah, you can't harass women, you know, for your sexual being, you know, just promise them a job. And, you know, it sucks it's gotten to this point. It really has. It's very frustrating. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect guy. I've never harassed a woman. I've never hit a woman. Nothing like that. But now it's like I feel with this going on, you know, it's like everyone's on their guard now, you know. Even if you tell a woman, oh, you look beautiful today, that's technically now harassment. I heard a couple years ago the term, if you use the word bossy, it's considered harassment. It's sexist against women. Guys can be bossy too. I mean, I don't know why that's a sexist term. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've used the term broad a couple times in my life. But when I say broad, I mean like a tough woman. I even Googled it to prove my point with someone I was dating at the time, because she thought it was like a diss or something. And one of the definitions was a strong woman. And that's what I mean by it. I don't mean to belittle a woman. You know, just a tough broad. I always think of that. I always forget that poster in, what was it, the 40s or 50s, where the woman's like flexing with the jean shirt and the red bandana. That's a tough broad, you know. She's not going to take any shit from anybody. This PC world we're living in, it's leaking into everything. It's making a lot of people look weak, and we're not doing enough about it to stand up for ourselves. But this hashtag movement of hashtag me too, it's about time. Everybody should be treated equal. Not just in Hollywood, everybody. More people are going to be exposed to. And these fuckers, they're going to deserve it. And I tell you, it's going to start bleeding in other things too. It's not going to be just acting. Like, the next thing that's going to happen, it's going to happen in the music industry. You're going to hear stuff come out of there. In sports, oh, forget it, fuck. How many players go to different cities and then the next day they get a phone call from Cincinnati while they're in New York? Yeah, came back blue. All right. You know, so it's this is gonna bleed into a lot of things, and it's one of those things where it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But it's a good kind of worse, in the sense where now the dirt under the rug is finally being exposed. And, it's been a joke for a very long time. And yeah, you know what? It's not a joke. What if that was your daughter, your mother, being harassed? It's not funny. You got to get out there, guys. Spread the word. Hashtag me too. But at the same time, I don't want women that have had a bad date using this as an excuse to get back at a guy. To say, hey, you should have brought me flowers. You have to use it responsibly. If you didn't get harassed, don't say you're harassed. Make sure when something happens, you say it right away. And if it didn't happen to you, don't make up something. And I'll tell you something else too. If these women or guys, doesn't matter, make up a story and say they were harassed and it didn't happen, they should face the same charges. I'm serious about that. They have to be exposed as the liars they are. And it's a very tricky subject with all this, because we weren't there. It's like if you're, in court and you're one of the jurors, you have to go by what you heard and the clue. I mean, we weren't there. We gotta figure this out, Either way, it's a personal stain on the actor's or actress's career. I mean, even James Franco or Aziz Ansari didn't do anything. People are still gonna I guarantee they're still gonna walk down the street and get harassed. Hey, raper! They're gonna hear that for the rest of their lives. Doesn't matter. They're still gonna feel it. I want everyone out there to treat everyone equal. And if something bad happens to you, say it right away. Like I said, it sucks that it happened to you, but you have to say it right away. And if something didn't happen to you, and you're making up a story, you have to really think about your life and what you're doing to this person. Hashtag me too. But a lot of people are good people out there. Always remember that. Hashtag not me.